Welcome to Magic on Tap, the Magic the Gathering and beer review podcast. I'm Jack,
And I'm Xavier.
and today we're talking about some big ol' fucking bullshit that we don't like, and Wizards is killing Magic. It's gonna die next year.
Like
But
I
we'll
say
get
every
into
year.
Yeah.
Magic's always on the verge of dying, except for
Always.
it's not.
Including in 1995 when they fucking printed that reprint set, the first reprint set. Anyway, but first we gotta check in the beers that we have. So,
Yep, it is the Barkeep Upkeep. This is the part where we talk about what beers we're drinking.
yeah, I'll go ahead and start. So, we kind of had a spooky theme, I guess, because it's around Halloween. So, I picked up a beer from Ponysaurus Brewing Company. It's out in Raleigh, North Carolina. So if you get a chance, go out there. They're actually pretty good. But they have a very freaky label. It's like the butt of a horse, and the front is like a dinosaur, but it's up on its hind legs, but it's still like parallel to the ground. It's very weird.
It looks, at first glance, it looks like a horse is rearing on its hind legs. And then you look closer and realize it's just standing.
Yeah,
It's got little,
it's just standing.
little grabbers.
It's not like, doesn't look like it's balancing at all. It just is that way.
Yeah, like it can't move. It's stuck. You know when you fall and you're not sure where you're supposed to go because there's no good way to fall the rest of the way or to stand up. And you're stuck like that. That's what's happening with this pony soar. It's just, it is.
Yeah. So from Ponysaurus, I have Export Stout, which is a just a run-of-the-mill stout. So let's crack that open. And while I'm doing that, why don't you tell me about yours?
All right, so I got a beer from Burial. They are based out of Asheville. They have a second location here in Charlotte. They're very well known for their branding. They do, honestly, their designs and stuff are very like heavy metal, very punk rock, very spooky. Yeah. They're really just about their branding. Their beer is all right. They make a lot of stuff that has a million ingredients in it. So
Yeah.
if you don't know how we feel about that yet, listener, Janet, it's let me tell you, I don't care for beer that has a million fucking things in it because I think it's lazy. And then it just becomes one note, and I can't differentiate between your beers. You could pour me 4 beers from Burial. You could pour me 4 stouts from Burial in a flight. Don't do that. And
Please.
I would not be able to differentiate because they have, as soon as a beer has over like 6 fucking things in it, if I'm reading off a list and it's got over 6 notable adjuncts in it, I don't care anymore because it just loses track of everything. It's like when you're making a deck and you're like, oh, I want to add this and I want to add this and I want to add this, and then it just doesn't work anymore because you just made a fucking monster. I mean, we've all been there. But anyway, something else notable about Burial is that their beer names make me not want to drink the beer because they're so long. I have to say a paragraph out loud. And when you order it, you feel like an idiot. So,
Yeah.
this beer is called Just to Be Disoriented and Staring into the Middle Distance. It's an IPA, and because it's from Burial, it is a hazy IPA. Let me read for you the description of the beer off the back. Where we drift, standing in a pool of non-existent expectations, captive to thoughts of immense ecstasy, and still arriving in a vessel of monotonous rationality, mashed with oats and wheat, whirlpooled with cryo and incognito double dry hopped with hand-selected Simcoe and Rawaka hops. I'm sure I fucked up that hop saying. It doesn't matter because listener Davide doesn't care how I say the hops. And yeah, it's
It's
7.2%. We're gonna bust it open. How is your beer drinking, buddy?
so much.
Yeah, it's a lot.
That's like, If like was looking at the can to read what the beer was about and I saw that, I wouldn't even read the first word.
Yep. When you
Yeah. So this is a pretty dry stout, and it is definitely very dry, I would say.
It's a pretty dry stout, and it's definitely very dry.
Well, okay, look. They call it a dry stout, and I agree with that. Fucking asshole. Yeah, but it's pretty good. It's not like too hard to drink. I think that something that happens a lot with stouts is people don't really understand them, and so in order to get people to drink them, or because the brewery doesn't really understand them, sometimes they try to sweeten it up to get it to be more drinkable, but it doesn't make it more drinkable. It just makes it fucking sickly, and then you take a couple sips of it and you're like, wow, my mouth is fucking sticking together and I don't like this. So
yeah.
I appreciate they really stick to the dry stout.
Right. There's nothing wrong with just making a base traditional style beer. You don't need to add a million fucking things to it. It can just be a dry Irish stout, or it can just be a fucking porter. The porter doesn't need to be sweet and peanut butter and chocolate. Not that there's anything wrong. I don't mind a good chocolate peanut butter porter, but it can just be a fucking porter.
Yeah, as long as it's not Sweet Baby Jesus.
I have never had Sweet Baby Jesus, but that name is pretty funny.
It's pretty funny. It's not a good beer.
Word.
How's your tasting?
Mine tastes exactly like a hazy IPA, so they nailed it.
Oh, good.
The Simcoe comes through a lot in it, so whatever they fucking hand selected, I guess they picked right.
Simcoe.
Simcoe sounds like a place that makes simps. Yeah, there's nothing to say. I mean, it's a hazy IPA. I picked it because there's a big ass eyeball on the can, and it looks spooky and neat.
Yeah, hell yeah.
This reminds me, I was gonna tell you about this on the podcast, so it's happening right now. I went to a bottle shop to get this. Buy singles when you can. Go to a bottle shop, support local.
Yes. Yeah, try new things.
Yeah. Unless the beer's really good, then buy packs. But went to go buy singles, as we say. So I went to my local LBS, local bottle shop. And
oh my God.
Unfortunately, I went to fucking a place in South End in Charlotte. If you aren't sure, listener Tanya, sucks. Just because it just, it's Hazy Bro Central. So whatever you associate with Hazy Bros, that's what this place has. And they charge you upscale prices because you're fucking in Hazy Boy Central. And I went to this bottle shop. I picked up a 4-pack with a different can that had a huge eyeball on it. It looked like in Clockwork Orange when his eyeballs are being pried open. It was like an eyeball that was being pried open. And it was a triple IPA, granted, so I knew it was going to be pricier. But I got sticker shock so fucking bad. It was $29 for a 4-pack, which in Charlotte is ridiculous. If you're in the West,
that is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, if you're in the West Coast, I don't know brand prices out there, and I know you're not listening to this, but I'm sure it's fucking what you have to pay. That is not the case out here. So I was about to walk to the front for this and pay for this $29 4-pack, and I saw they had singles, but they're singles of the same beer. It was $10 for one can of that beer. I was like, fuck it, whatever. I bought that. I bought this can that had an eyeball on it, and I bought a milk stout that I will be talking about a little bit later. And I go to leave, and as I take the step off a curb to walk into my car, the fucking triple IPA can falls out of my 4-pack, out of my pack tech. That's what those are called, by the way, that clip on the cans. The more you know. Falls out of the pack tech, hits a curb, and starts spraying beer. And it hit...
Oh, God.
It hit right where you would make the hole for shotgunning a beer. So, like, I'm watching $10 literally just go down the fucking drain. So I shotgunned a fucking triple IPA in the
You
street.
just fucking shotgunned it on the curb hole.
Yeah, I stuck my thumb through the hole to make it bigger, and then I just shotgunned it. And I was like, what am I gonna do? I'm watching money go down the drain. And I will log that beer in later. It's gonna go on our Untapped, so definitely check it out. If you haven't seen our Untapped before, we give everything 5 stars. If you want a full review of the beer, you have to listen to the podcast. So, fucking listener Greg is already on it. They know the drill. But
oh, damn it, Greg was my next name.
I know. I was gonna start writing a list of names. But yeah, so we make each beer into a magic card based on the name. We give it 5 stars, and we make up some cool text and stuff to go with it. It's pretty fun if you like beer and magic, which I hope you do. Otherwise, you need to go to a different podcast.
Yeah, why are you listening to this? You need to listen to our other podcast that is about the Disney card game.
There's a
fucking
Disney card game?
Yeah, Villainous.
Oh, yeah. I am Villainous and Vino, our other podcast.
Yeah. Exactly.
But yeah, so I will be checking in that beer. What I can say from my shotgunning experience of it is it's hard to slam.
Yeah? Is it?
Yes. And for a triple IPA, it was very sweet. I know that they can be a little on the sweeter side just because I think we've talked about this before, but the malt content, it usually has like a stronger malt backbone in higher ABV beers like that, especially IPAs. You notice it a little bit more because to get the ABV up, you just need more malt, or you usually do you take your second runnings and you run it through. So it can be a little sweeter, but it was very sweet. And it was a West Coast style. So, holy shit.
It's happening already.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, that's all I have to say. I fucking lost where I was going. Yeah, shotgun a triple IPA. Don't recommend it. If you are gonna do it of one that you like and not one that you had to pay a bunch of money for and was your first time trying and you.
Yeah, it sounds like a bad time.
Yeah. But anyway, I guess it's time to go to the Untapped step, Dave.
Let's.
What is the Untapped step again, Jack?
The Untapped step is we pick out some Untapped reviews about the beers that we're drinking, and we make fun of the people that wrote them.
Yep. That's all it is. Yeah.
That's pretty much it. I think anybody that is into the beer scene probably knows what Untapped is, but just in case, it's a platform where you can rate beers, and I guess you can find other beers near you, although that's not like at the forefront of it. But it's very misused, and people will go on there and say, I don't like sours, and rate something 1 star because they're fucking stupid.
Oh my fucking god. What you were saying, you could find beers near you, you can cut this if you want. But
okay,
when we inevitably open a bottle shop, we need to run ads that just say hot singles near you, and it's just pictures of a beer cooler with beer separators.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Copyright this.
Yeah, copyright. Oh my god, that's very good.
Yeah. Anyway, what do you got for
Anyway,
what do you got for reviews? Yeah.
I got a couple of reviews here for the Export Stout from Ponysaurus. This first one is from Heather S. And
my wife?
She gave it. Yeah, right? I meant to make that joke. I forgot. Anyway, she gave it 3 stars out of 5, and she just said, meh.
Ooh. My favorite. I fucking love it.
It's our favorite. We love that. Oh, man. Why did you not like it, Heather S? Who knows? Who fucking cares? Here's a great one from Jennifer B. Definitely not your wife. Gave it also 3 out of 5 and said, eh.
They couldn't even have the M. They just even less.
That's how fucking lazy they are.
More apathy.
Yeah.
Why right?
Like, right.
Why?
Exactly.
Why write anything?
Why would you even write anything at all? Just give it 3 stars. Everybody already knows you're like middle of the road. No one cares about your meh. Nah. You sound like a Muppet. God. Anyway, last one from Alex G. Gave it 2 1/4 out of 5 and said milk stout without much flavor. Couldn't finish it. Alex doesn't know what a milk stout is. It's not a milk stout.
Yeah,
You fucking troglodyte.
Maybe that's why.
I hate you. You should be banned from this platform. Fuck you. You are everything that is wrong. You embody everything that is wrong with the fucking bro beer scene. Alex G, Untapped at Home, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, if you guys think we don't know what we're talking about, we're not even as bad as the worst.
I know.
Oh,
Oh my god. That shit pisses me off more than the like meh. People like saying milk stout with it. First of all, okay, not a milk stout. He says without much flavor. It's got plenty of flavor. It's got lots of that stout flavor. Couldn't finish it. Okay, that's the only thing that I'm assuming is true. He probably can't finish a single fucking beer because he doesn't actually like beer and he doesn't know anything.
Oh, wait. Alex G is what you said? Yeah, so I actually pulled up his Yelp, and he went to McDonald's, and he's like, dude, this fucking Whopper is the worst Whopper I've ever had. So he just doesn't know anything. He doesn't know how to read or order.
What a fucking idiot.
Yeah, you know, that's...
Oh my god, I hate that shit.
Man,
tell me about your Untapped reviews.
All right, this is once again for the beer, just to be disoriented and staring into the middle distance. Thank you for fucking making that a beer. To be fair, they don't have to compete with copyright with that one because they're only using fucking long... I was going to say long tail keyword items, but that is a deep cut for anyone in marketing, specifically Google Ads. But yeah, so our first one is from William C. He's checking in at 115 Craft, which sounds like a neat place. I don't know where the fuck that is, but okay. And he says he's giving it 4.5 stars, which is a pretty high rating. And he says, it's good, but I can only have one. And kind of confusing because I wouldn't give a beer that high of a rating, I guess, if I can only have one. But also, he's kind of using Untapped in a way that I'm fine with. Because, you know, I guess this is the only rating I could find where it seemed the most normal. Like, he was just having a beer, and he's like, yeah, this is good. 4.5 stars. Even if I can only have one, I'm going to give it 4.5 stars. I'm not going to give it more of a description because I don't need to. It's good. That's what I like. It's good. So, cheers. We found a positive one. I like you, William C. On to something I don't like. This one's checked in by Chef W. His profile picture is the face of an action figure, so already alarming.
Very good.
I don't know what the action figure is. It's not anything discernible, but it's clearly a doll of some kind. It's Untapped at Home, as I imagine anyone whose profile picture would be an inanimate object. And he says, he gave it a 4.5 stars. He says, Juicy City, USA. Thanks, Chad. Which just might be the most hazy bro thing anyone's ever fucking written. Yeah. And that, like, I can't expound upon that. That's just enough.
That's pretty incredible.
That's really what I don't like about hazies is the culture. Oh yeah, do you guys have anything like juicy? I just like things that are really hoppy, you know? Like, I haven't been able to taste since 1982. So you have anything that can make me feel whole again?
Anything that could, like, stave off the depression for just a few more hours?
Yeah, anything that just makes me feel alive. I'm tired of putting pins in my hands. And then our last review is from Lauren, Loran.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, his profile picture is somebody that's clearly bodybuilding, and he's super fucking shredded. The review says Hocus Pocus 2, Bette Midler's third best role. 4.25 stars.
Wait, that's the whole.
That's the review.
I hope that Hocus Pocus 1 is one of the
Yeah,
top
wow,
two.
number 2! Third best role. And that makes it seem like she's only been in 3 things. She has been in Broadway. What are you considering that? What falls into your qualifications for her best roles? And what does that have to do with this beer? This is why we just check them in as magic cards, because it doesn't matter what you say anymore on Untapped.
Yeah, no one. It really does not matter.
Not even a little bit. So that's why you just get fucking magic cards. Because if dude can give a Hocus Pocus review on an Untapped review, we can make shit into magic cards. And yeah, that's what I got.
We haven't been called out for it yet.
Yeah, because our one listener Taylor would have to fucking say something about it, and they're down. So.
Oh my God, Taylor Lautner?
Yeah, he's our one listener.
I'm a huge
He's not doing
fan.
anything else. Fuck. Sorry, Taylor. I didn't mean that.
We love you. Please sponsor us.
Dude, Ridiculous 6 was bomb. I'm so glad you were in that. Adam Sandler, please sponsor us.
Oh my God, Adam Sandler, please.
Yeah, Hubie Halloween was not a disaster.
Huey Halloween. It's the best movie I've ever seen.
Yeah, I'm done with Untapped. So what are we doing now?
Oh boy, what are we doing? So they've started spoiling the Brothers War. We're not going to fully talk about that. We'll probably talk about it a little bit. But one of the things that they are doing is in every few set and collector boosters, you can get what everybody has been asking for years, a Transformers card.
I was trying to burp
What the
for
fuck?
emphasis, and I almost threw up. And that would have been fine as well. Who asked for
Why
this?
is this a thing? Yeah.
I certainly don't fucking know. Do you?
No, I don't think I would be. I don't even know what to say about this.
No. You know what? The only thing that would make it worse is if, I don't know, for like the card art for half of them, if they were just screenshots from the Transformers show. You know, like a shitty edit that you see in Google search images where it's like somebody just made it. Yeah, that would be the worst. That'd be the all-time worst money grab thing I've ever seen in Magic.
I think that probably would be the worst thing that they could probably. Oh wait, no, that's exactly what they did.
That's what they're fucking doing. I mean, okay, I don't have attachment to Transformers as much as maybe an older generation did. I know that we also grew up watching like reboots of Transformer shows, but it was just never something I really got into. So maybe this appeals to one kind of nerd, the same kind of nerd that they keep trying to get to buy Magic cards by making Warhammer cards and by making D&D cards, which was great. Don't get me wrong, the D&D cards were great because that obviously Magic was inspired by Dungeons and Dragons and like.
And it's a Wizards property.
Yeah, right. And like inspired by Lord of the Rings and blah blah blah. You know what I mean? But like even Transformers at their base were just a money grab and a ripoff of something else.
Yeah.
Why is this happening?
Oh God, I don't know that anyone could tell you. I mean, there are the Shattered Glass cards, which do have original art. So. Yeah. I guess that's a fucking half a step up.
Yeah, and they look neat is like the only way I could put it. They look pretty okay.
Pretty neat.
We can't do this.
Yeah, but it's so weird that this is not like a secret lair.
Yeah, it should.
It's not a secret lair because it's more than 5 cards. It's like, I don't know, fucking ridiculous.
Whatever. Okay, and it's one of those things too, right? Where this would be easier to swallow if it wasn't on the tail end of fucking Warhammer, which came out after blah blah blah, which is at the end of Infinity, blah. Like, there's just too much shit coming out. I'm not gonna swallow this fucking pill because I just swallowed a whole bunch of other pills. Just make it the same pill.
Yeah.
And I will say, like, it sucks because the more than meets the eye mechanic that's on all the Transformers cards, basically you pay. They're double-sided cards. You can cast it for its mana cost up front on the front side, or you can pay the more than meets the eye cost, which is a fucking mouthful. I understand the flavor is there, but goddamn, that's the name of an ability. Yeah, I'm gonna pay the more than meets the eye cost. What the fuck did you just say to me?
Yes, I'm leaving.
Yeah. You can basically pay that, and then you get to play the flip side of the card, and it's whatever the Transformer turns into. So the front side is the bot, the back side is whatever vehicle they turn into, or boombox, or whatever the fuck Transformers turn into. Gun. Oh wait, oh my god, wait. Does somebody just turn into a gun? Homeboy used to turn into a gun. So. Do they not have fucking Megatron? Oh, they do have Megatron.
Oh, no, they have Megatron.
Megatron.
He turns into a tank.
He turns into a tank. Because he used to turn into a gun, and they had to change the toy when it first came out, because he just turned into a fucking gun. Anyway. Yeah, so more than meets the eye cost turns into whatever fucking vehicle they turn into. And then bot is up front. And that is a cool mechanic, granted, but we're exhausted, dude. Like, I'm exhausted. I came here to buy Wizards IP, not fucking pay for... I mean, it is Wizards IP because of Hasbro and blah, blah, blah. Whatever.
Well, it's Hasbro IP.
Whatever.
But yeah, that's a little
You know
messy.
what I meant? I came here to pay for Magic the Gathering original, unique artwork, not for screenshots of a goddamn TV show.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, I mean, that's all I have to say about that shit. Do you have anything else to say about these fucking Transformer pieces of shit?
Yeah, no,
wow, yeah. That was getting real hot on that.
That just kind of happened. I didn't really have any control over that. No, but I will say that it's pretty funny that one of them just turns into a boombox.
Yeah, oh yeah. I mean, that's
like
super funny.
He couldn't be. Actually, no, two of them do, don't they? Because there's Blaster and Soundwave.
Yep.
So, they couldn't be vehicles. So, yeah, it's why is that?
I don't know.
A thing?
I don't know, but I will say it's really disappointing because I was excited for like the artwork and flavor of Urza's or Brothers War.
Yeah,
because they're doing like the throwback designs on the old borders on cards we've seen before, the revamps of stuff like Wormcoil Engine got a really cool reprint. Fucking Platinum Angel's getting reprinted. Mox fucking Amber's getting reprinted. Unwinding Clock is getting reprinted. Like, there's a lot of power in this set. It's gonna be wild. But if I pull a fucking Transformers card, Jesus,
I'm quitting.
Yeah, well, I'm too deep now. That's the thing too. They know they got us too deep.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh god.
Oh boy.
If you buy like 2 boxes, let's say you buy 2 boxes worth of cards, right? That's like $300. The moment you spend that much money on Magic, you feel like you're too deep to stop playing.
Yeah. Sunk cost.
Yeah.
So, but the other thing about the Transformers cards are like, so if you're buying collector boosters to try to get, so there's another thing with the old bordered like artifacts that they're doing that are getting reprints, where some of them are a like limited run, so they have a number, they have a stamp, like out of 500 or whatever.
Oh, wow.
And they're all foil. So that I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. I think it's fine. It's kind of the same thing as like the masterpieces where they printed like in Kaladesh. They had all those masterpieces so that people would buy packs, and that brought the price of all of the other cards down because people were buying the packs to try to get those masterpiece things.
Yeah.
So like I think that's probably the same thing there. But if you're opening up packs of collector boosters to try to get those and you get a fucking Transformers card, is that taking up the slot that could have been like the number 300 worm coil engine or whatever? Like, are you missing out on a possible stamped card because of the fucking Transformers ones?
Right. Are you getting a screenshot of a children's television show instead of the first number 1 out of 500 of a Mox Amber?
Yeah, oh my
That
god, could you imagine?
That card is going to be dummy expensive. The number 1, the first in it, because it says 1, that's the only reason it's going to be expensive.
Yeah, for sure.
We're idiots. Of course that's fucking cool.
It is cool. It's undeniably cool.
It's so cool, but it's such an arbitrary number. But it's number 1, dude. He was number 1.
Yeah. He was number 1.
Yeah. So
god,
it's frustrating that they shoehorn this in. I'd almost, and we were bitching about Warhammer, but like just fucking make a goddamn Transformers Commander deck series or whatever. Don't stuff it into the actual set.
Yeah, it's like creeping into actual Magic, and that's the problem.
Yeah, it's really like I didn't like that they made Warhammer, but it didn't affect my life really because I didn't buy any of it. But now they're like, hey, you have to buy this shit now. I know you're gonna.
It's coming no matter what.
Yeah.
If you want it or not.
Yeah, this is why you should just buy singles, because then you don't get fucking forced into buying stupid ass cards.
Yeah, that's true.
Unless it's like Dominaria United, then you should definitely buy packs.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you look at something like Unfinity, where they have those cosmic lands and stuff, what were they called?
The Galaxy foils.
The Galaxy foils. Like, that's pretty fucking cool.
Oh, they're so pretty.
Like, I would probably buy packs of that just for the lands.
You mean like the 2 collector packs you bought today?
No, we don't need to put that out. Our listener Charles doesn't need to know.
Yeah, well, fucking listener Steve can know that I went to Target and not an LGS, and I bought a collector's pack of Unfinity, and I pulled a Galaxy foil alt art of Space Bellerin, and that spurred me to spend another $20 on another collector's pack. Because that's how packs work. It's gambling. All it is gambling.
Yeah, so if you want to have a good time, buy packs.
Right.
Actually, just, you know what? I think it's probably better to just buy packs overall.
Honestly,
you get more cards. And
in all seriousness, buying packs is the heart of fucking Magic. They stopped caring about making good sets when they had to worry about a secondary market, and they understood that every set they make, people are just going to sell singles and people will buy singles. They don't care about sets being cohesive anymore because they know it's just going to get broken apart. So they make dumb fucking cards in the middle of a set because they know nobody cares. You really want a card, you're just going to fucking buy a single of it. I don't know. Anyway, some of these Brothers Worth cards are kind of cool. Like Stasis Coffin, the Stasis Coffin. I don't know why
the Stasis Coffin.
The on an artifact or anything immediately makes me like it more because it implies it's the only one of its kind.
Especially. We'll get to another one, but
yeah, the Stasis Coffin is 3. Legendary artifact, pay 2, tap it, exile the stasis coffin. You gain protection from everything until your next turn. Are you telling me I can become Progenitus?
I am Progenitus.
I'm unstoppable except for board wipes! Although on a person, that's interesting, right? Because would, like, Platinum Angel not affect you?
No, it would.
Oh, because it's...
You would only gain protection from targeted
God
effects.
damn it. It's like I didn't learn my lesson with fucking Progenitus. Also, Liberator, Urza's Battle Thopter is cool because it's literally just a Thopter with a face on it.
Yeah, this fucking giant mask.
And it looks huge. Like, it should be really expensive to play. I don't know how to put that into words, but you know when you look at card art and you're like, this thing looks huge. It's going to cost a lot of mana to play. It's a 3-drop. It's a 1/2 for 3. And it has...
Yeah, and it's a fucking book.
Yeah, it does a lot. It's got flash, flying. You may cast colorless spells and artifact spells as though they had flash. Wow, that's fucking insane. Whenever you cast a spell, if the amount of mana spent to cast that spell is greater than Liberator, Urza's Battle Thopter, put a 1/1 counter on Liberator. Wow. So it's a 3-drop for a 1/2 with flash and flying that gives all my colorless and artifact shit flash. And then anytime I pay something more than 3 to play, it's gonna make this fucking thing bigger. This is the angriest Thopter to ever exist.
That's going straight into my colorless deck.
Yeah.
And also, I seem to remember that you just bought a Vidalcan Orrery.
I did. And this is Vidalcan Orrery, but a creature. Which I will...
Yeah, and it has flash, and it costs 1 less mana.
Yes, but I will say, objectively, I think Vidalcan Orrery... Holy shit. Vidalcan Orrery is... Oh, God. I don't know, because this has flash. Although Vidalcan Orrery doesn't have flash, I think it's better because it is an artifact and an artifact creature, so it can't get smoked by creature hate.
That's true.
So I would... And this card's going to be dummy expensive because it's going to be a standard. So thank you, Double Masters, for reprinting Vidalcan Orrery, because that card for a borderless was like $11 and it used to be $40. And that's awesome. That's why we like reprints.
Double Masters 2 is so good. Yeah, more reprints, please. Get rid of the fucking reserve list and reprint those cards.
Yep.
Good. I applaud you.
Do you have more? You wanted to talk about an artifact that had the in it?
Oh, I did want to talk about an artifact that had the in it. It's the Stone Brain.
Oh, yes.
It is the Stone Brain. It's 2 mana for a legendary artifact. You can pay 2 and tap it to exile it, choose a card name, search target opponent's graveyard, hand, and library for up to 4 cards with that name and exile them. That player shuffles, then draws a card for each card exiled from their hand this way, so not from anywhere else. Activate only as a sorcery. That's a lot. So this is good in like a 60-card format. We don't really play those. We just play EDH. But come on. It's the Stone Brain.
It's the Stone Brain, dude. I mean, I like it. I might put it in a deck just because it's got the word brain in it, and that's funny.
Oh my god, Brain Tribal.
You know, I looked into it. I looked into Eyeball Tribal before.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
It's funny because the Stone Brain does weird stuff. And Brain in a Jar does weird stuff as well. Wow, that's top tier commentary right there.
It was very good. It was cohesive.
Really good job. That's the review. That's the type of review you came here for, listener. Fucking Rosemary.
Whoa, okay.
That's my grandma's name. I ran out of names. Shout out to Rosemary, my grandma. Please don't listen to this podcast.
Oh, God.
I will say they reprinted Quicksilver Amulet, and that gave me PTSD.
Yeah.
Shout.
Well, what's wrong with Quicksilver Amulet?
Oh, what's wrong with Quicksilver Amulet? Let me fucking tell you what's wrong with Quicksilver Amulet. Do you mean you just dump a card out and you can't even counter the card because it's not getting cast? Okay. Quicksilver Amulet. Pay 4 mana for an artifact. It's not legendary. It's just an artifact. Pay 4 mana for an artifact. You may pay 4 and tap Quicksilver Amulet. Then you put a creature card from your hand onto the battlefield. It's not getting cast. It just goes there. It just goes onto the field.
Yeah.
Yeah, weird. So, oh man.
Oh, crazy.
I can't even talk because I'm just thinking of every single time I watched somebody fucking pay for to drop an Emrakul on the field.
Exactly.
That's all I can think about. Because that shit was out. It was like, it was part of the core set, whatever year. It was like M11 or M12 or whatever the fuck. Something. So right around, Rise of the Eldrazi. And Kozilek was getting dumped out. Just true nightmare creatures for 4 getting dropped on you. When we talk about not wanting to pay the mana cost for Progenitus, Quicksilver Amulet is the fucking answer.
Yep.
Yeah, it's an abomination. And when you are in our play group and nobody runs Artifact Hate, it makes you want to run a deck of nothing but Artifact Hate.
Yeah.
And that's all I have to say about Quicksilver Amulet.
I used to have Quicksilver Amulet in a blue and black life gain deck in Standard, where I would dump Jin-Gitaxias, the first Jin-Gitaxias, that reduces everyone's hand size by 7, and then makes you draw 7 cards.
Oh.
And then I had Vince's Journal, which would gain you 1 life for each card in your hand.
Oh. That sounds fun.
You sound like you're hurt by that.
You still have Quicksilver Amulet in your Vorosh deck.
I do. Yeah, I do. Because I've cheated out the other Praetor. Fuck, what's her name?
Shieldred.
Shieldred, yeah.
One.
The first
yeah,
Shieldred.
The really fucking good one.
Yeah.
The original Praetors.
Cheated that one out plenty of times.
Were so good. Like, whatever. I can't talk about Quicksilver Amulet anymore, man. It just bums me out.
Okay.
If you've been playing Magic for as long as we have, somebody's jumped out something with fucking Quicksilver that just hurt your feelings.
It just feels like a personal attack on you.
Yeah, and then heaven forbid you played a fucking Standard deck where somebody was running 4 of those bastards in there. Yeah. Anyway, Urza's... I keep wanting to call it Urza Saga. That's a card and not a set. It's because fucking Urza's
It is a set.
Oh, whatever, dude. I don't know anything about Magic. Why am I on this goddamn podcast?
It's a card and a set.
In the square hole.
Oh, my God. Yes, the square hole.
Yeah. Yep. So, that's Brothers War. It's us.
There it is.
Us against the Transformers or whatever. That's the lore, I think, actually.
Yeah, I think that it's Transformers invaded Dominaria.
Right. It's called the Brothers War because, Optimus Prime and Megatron hate each other and they're brothers or whatever the fuck Transformers is.
Yeah, I think
that actually might
exactly
be
it.
A real thing. I don't know.
But
Transformers is for losers. Now let me get back to talking about the children's card game I like to play.
Hey, they fully know that it's not. Oh my God.
We're extra gross this episode.
It's okay. There's only one person who's gonna listen to it. Fucking Daniel.
Yeah. Burp along with us.
Yeah. See if you can time it.
Yeah. Can we please make the YouTube video one of those sing along videos where they have the little bouncing thing over the lyrics, but the lyrics are just burps?
Yes.
You can edit that. Edit it. Get on it. I don't know how to do anything.
Chop chop. I would like to draw attention to this card, The Fall of Krug, which has Traxos in the card art.
Ooh, Krug.
Krug.
You have any?
I should probably read it out.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
It's 2 red and 4 for a sorcery. Choose target opponent. Destroy target land that player controls. The Fall of Krug deals 3 damage to that player and 1 damage to each creature they control. That's pretty good, but it's for 6 mana, so maybe not that good.
Expensivo.
I just like that it has my colorless commander in the card art.
Yeah, so. And some other big bad dragon engine thing that I've been looking at for a long time got printed.
Ramos has got a
Ramos, yes. I've been looking at Ramos for a while. Because he's Wooburg, right?
Yeah, he costs colorless, but he has Wooburg in his text box.
And he's pretty good, right? Maybe we should just say what it does.
We should probably just read him out.
You got it.
So he's 6 colorless mana for legendary artifact creature dragon. He's 4/4 with flying, which he's not flying in the card art. And he's made of metal. So I don't know about that, wizards. I'm judging. Whenever you cast a spell, put a +1/+1 counter on Ramos for each of that spell's colors. Pretty ridiculous. If you have a multicolored deck like I do. Remove 5 +1/+1 counters from it to add 2 white, 2 blue, 2 black, 2 red, and 2 green. Activate only once per turn. So that's pretty fucking ridiculous because if you cast just one spell that costs just Wooburg, not even if you can manage just the 5 mana, you get 10 mana back. Crazy.
Yeah, seems pretty good. He's a well-known card, but for good reason. He'll be a little cheaper now though, so that's good.
Yes, hopefully. I don't know if those old bordered cards are only going to be in set in collector boosters. It seems like a Wizards thing to do.
Yeah, that's totally a Wizards thing to do.
Oh, one cool thing though about the old bordered cards is the commander precons are going to all be old bordered.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
That'll be worth buying. I mean, the precons are honestly, you can roll the die and buy any one of the precons, and there's going to be a card in there that's going to be worth something. That's just how it goes. Yeah. But I typically avoid the decks that have white in them. It seems like the reprint value is never as high as the other set, or as high as a Rakdos precon usually is. I don't know if you talked about Meld in a couple episodes before, but I know Meld is back in this set as well.
Yeah,
which is fun. That's the heart of Magic. Shit like that. That's what I want. You know what I mean? Give me a set where a bunch of shit has Meld in it.
Yeah, like fucking Eldritch Moon.
Right, and granted, we're not seeing a full spoiler list yet, so there's a good chance that if there are a couple cards in this have it, the whole set's gonna have more. But that's the kind of stuff that makes me excited. That's the weird shit that I want to see. Also, I am so sorry that I just noticed this now. Have you seen Thanos the Toy Maker?
I have not. Tell me about him.
Thanos the Toy Maker is 3 for a green and a blue for a 3/5. Right off the bat, before we get into what he does, and you're gonna like what he does. Let's talk about it first. So, whenever he's a legendary creature, human artificer, whenever you cast a beast or bird creature spell. You may copy it, except the copy is an artifact in addition to its other types. So it is a beast bird tribal commander.
Oh my god.
Love him. What I
Yes.
do not like is that they do this thing where they take trash tribal commanders or commanders that have weird abilities and they make them stupid expensive to play. So, like, one of my favorite decks that I play with on the regular is Vazi, Keen Negotiator. And she cost 5. Cost 5. I think it's green, black, red, 2 mana. She has haste. When you tap her, target opponent makes treasure tokens equal to the amount of treasure tokens you made this turn. And then whenever an opponent sacks a treasure token... No, not even a treasure token. Whenever opponent sacks one or more treasure tokens, you put a 1/1 counter on something and you draw a card. So the idea is that you give people treasure tokens, but at a cost. It's a negotiation, blah, blah, blah. That's a really fun ability. It's like...
Yeah.
It takes treasure, something that's just inherently good, and you have to... I don't know. Like, the deck... My deck is pretty good, but it's because it's less about the giving people artifacts and the more about me making fucking treasures, and then treasures are just good. But Vazi, I would play Vazi more if she didn't cost fucking 5 mana. That sucks.
Yeah.
And
that's kind of like passing the threshold of, all right, that's pretty expensive.
Right.
Like, at what point do you not want a commander that expensive?
Right. If she was, and it's a 3-color deck already, right? And obviously you're going to be making treasures, so it's not the end of the world. But if it was green, red, black, and 1 mana, just 1, that's way more doable. Or even if they just dropped her, if she was like a 0-2 or a 0-3 with that ability and she just cost a green, a red, and a black, I would play that card all fucking day. Every chance I get. And that'd be fine because the idea is, right, that you don't want to smoke that card as an opponent because they're giving you treasures. Treasures are invaluable. Like, even if I'm drawing a card just because you sacrificed, and you could sacrifice 10 treasures, I draw 1 card and put 1/1 counter on 1/1 counter on something. It doesn't really matter. You know what I mean? That's not gonna ruin your life. I sacked fucking 8 treasure tokens and you drew a card and put a 1/1 counter on something. That's really not gonna ruin my life.
Yeah.
Necessarily. So.
And I cast Progenitus?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So why? So Thanos, the toy maker, excited because I can make a beast bird tribal deck. Fucking sick. But it costs 5.
Yeah.
If
If the ability was like, well, this would probably be broken, but for like each treasure.
Yeah. For Vazi.
It would probably have to cost more, but like.
Right.
Yeah.
But okay, if Thanos the toy maker, whenever you cast a beast or bird creature spell, you copy it. Except the copy is an artifact in addition to its other types. It's green and blue, so I can have... There's enough artifact love in there, and there's a lot of colorless stuff that would go well with that. But if it was 3, a forest and an island, all birds and beasts that I control get +1/+1, and then also they became artifacts, and I can make a copy of them, and it was a 3/5, I would be fine with paying 5 for that. But I mean, I guess that's the difference between a mythic and a rare, right? Is that it would have something like that.
Yeah, true.
It's just a bummer because it's trash tribal, and trash tribal never really gets love.
No, it really doesn't. And I think part of why he's so expensive is he's a 3/5, and it's like, well, you're not gonna swing with him if he's your commander. Like,
Right, especially with that
you're
ability. That's not why you. He sits on the field and you hope he doesn't get smoked. You're not going to attack with
right.
him.
Make him a 0/3 and make him cost 4 or maybe even 3.
Yeah.
Like,
Make him like weird Erg spawn a turd cost where it's like 2 green and a blue and he's a 0/4.
yeah.
With that ability. That's great. I'll fucking play that all day, dude.
Although he does have green, so like there is gonna be some ramp there. So it's for him. It's probably not gonna be as hard. Although for your other commander, I guess if you're making treasures anyway,
Right.
that helps.
But
too.
I'm thinking of, I'm thinking of the Phoenix commander that I can't think of that is just too expensive for what it does. Or, there's Minotaur commanders who Minotaurs already have a bunch of issues because they're not that good and it's expensive and,
yeah,
or I know we're not big on making, we've talked about this with Wooburg specifically, where commanders that are technically Wooburg aren't Wooburg for their converted mana cost. But I think Tatsunari Toad Rider is perfect for a frog deck because it's 3 colors and a black, but it still has that blue-green ability in on the text in its body that makes it a 3-color commander, and that's perfect. Like something like that is perfect for a trash tribal commander because it doesn't matter what color mana you have, you just need that 1 color, but you can still use it for the 3 colors that you need to make that deck work. So that's what I like, shit like that. You know what I mean? That somebody made Tatsunari Toad Rider the Frogman. Whoever the Frogman is at Wizards of the Coast, we love you. Just so you know.
yes.
The Frog Person. Thank you. Shout out.
Keep it up.
Yeah, every episode. I hope you're a one listener Frog Person.
Yes. Carl.
Yeah. Carl.
Carl. All right, we can't.
Nope, we can't do
we
it.
can't do that.
But yeah, that's it. That's all I have to say about Brothers War.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
I think then we can move on.
Yeah.
So
I'm ready for another beer.
all right.
Are you?
Hold on. All right, I'm ready.
All right. What are you drinking next, buddy?
I have, in true Halloween fashion, a beer called Starving Gods of Old. This is a sour that is with, I think, plums? No, peaches. Specifically Colorado peaches. So, that means they're really good, probably. I picked this out because the label is a fucking decaying skull with no bottom jaw, and he's wearing this helmet that has bat wings on the side of it. It also looks like he's drooling, but I'm not really sure that's what's happening there.
Drool.
But drool. He's fucking metal as shit. So I don't usually drink a lot of sours, but this one sounded pretty interesting.
Neat.
What you got?
I am drinking
It smells like cheese.
What? It smells like cheese?
Smells like cheese.
Ah, that's how you know it's nice and barrel aged and infected with all the good stuff. So it's probably going to be proper tart.
Yeah. Anyway, go ahead.
I'm bummed out by a cheese smell on a beer.
It's not
Listener,
a good smell.
if you are near beer and it smells like cheese, there's probably some sort of culture growing. And I will say, with a barrel-aged sour, there's always going to be cultures in it.
Yeah.
But that's sometimes why, when I have a barrel-aged beer, I like to pour it into a glass. So it's not in the vessel that I opened it, because it can be a little funky in there. and then I can leave all the sediment out of the beer, and I don't have to accidentally take a sippy of it, because nobody wants to take a sippy of something that you need to chew.
Oh God, no!
It happens. We've all been there before. We've accidentally chewed beers. It's fine. Anyway, I'm drinking Starling Foam Flying Machine. The art is a very spooky bird that, on first glance, it looks just like a normal starling with some speckled white on it. The eyes are soulless. But then when you look further, there's like some weird, creepy words and stuff etched into its feathers, and it's spooky. It's also spooky because it's a milk stout with chocolate and lactose, and listener fucking Matthias, you know that your boy is lactose intolerant. So, yeah, this one's gonna hurt. I can almost guarantee it. So I'm gonna bust it open, and I'll let you know.
When it starts hurting?
Yeah. I mean, you'll probably hear it.
You can hear the turgidity.
So what do you think of your first sip on your cheese factory?
I was gonna say it tastes like cheese, but it doesn't taste like cheese. As funny as that would be, and disgusting. It's very sour.
What was the fruit in that again? Sorry.
Peaches.
Oh, peaches. There was one with plums in it from the same company that was very good. And if you listen back to our last episode, I believe, you'll hear me mention that. But you already know that. I keep wanting to say chrysanthemum, which is somehow a name I already mentioned on this podcast. I can't think of.
Is it?
It is. I have said chrysanthemum. Bell. I'm literally looking at a weird, entirely plastic rubber statue of Belle from Beauty and the Beast that has moved with us to every house, and I don't understand why it exists in my house.
Wow.
But Belle, you would know that I talked about this plum beer, and it's pretty good. But the peach one, oh yeah, it was the last episode because I talked about my irrational fear of fruit.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. We don't need...
Oh, that was a trip.
I can't get into it again. It's like... I talked about it at work again today. And I blacked out for a little bit.
Very passionate about his hate for fruit.
The world needs to know.
I'm going to get into these Untapped reviews. Oh, well, I should probably, review my beer. This was a mistake for me. I already don't really like sours that much. There are only a couple of sours that I'll buy because I actually want them. And this one is, I mean, it's pretty fruity. I don't know that I would say it tastes like peaches, but definitely tastes like a sour. I hope it's not out of date.
I mean, it's barrel aged,
Probably
so
is.
that shit can sit around for a while.
Yeah,
but
it's probably
there is an end
fine.
date on it.
Yeah,
it will fall off. It will get, especially with it being a barrel aged sour, it's gonna get funky.
Yeah, and speaking of which, Adam G says extremely well-rounded peach notes. You can taste everything from the skin to the pit. Mildly tart, earthy, mineral, good funk. I will definitely say it's funky.
Wait, does this man eat peaches whole?
It is exactly. That's what I was gonna say. Does he eat the pit? Does he bite all the way through it? And also, I don't understand how you can taste the skin and the pit in the beer.
That's not how it works. They don't do that. We literally, at the burger I'm at, we had to have people come in and pit all the peaches and skin them to put the peach in there. They're not just like, well, here's some fucking peaches. dump it in the fucking stuff it in the cornucopia. Okay, please, this is a really deep cut, but have you ever seen every year around Thanksgiving, Adult Swim puts out some shit on their social media, and it's literally just stock footage of a cornucopia and stock footage of other things going into the cornucopia. And it increases. It starts with normal things, and then it gets weirder, and it just increases with size, and eventually it ends with like the galaxy, and it'll be like forklift stuck it in the cornucopia, and I watch it every single year. It's like one of my favorite Thanksgiving traditions.
Oh, it's very good. I have not seen that, but that's great.
I forgot why I started talking about this. Oh, yeah. They don't just stick the whole fucking peach into the beer. That's not how it works.
Yeah. So fuck you, Adam G.
Also, why do you know what a peach pit tastes like?
I have questions. Explain.
You're the reason I'm afraid of fruit.
It's all your fault. I have one more review here. John J says acidic peaches tart. That's no punctuation or anything. And then he also says, I'm always starving. I think this may be the beginning of a horror movie.
Yeah, dude, that dude doesn't have time for punctuation because he's trying to eat.
He's trying to eat.
He's like me when I have to take a pee and I just need to go somewhere and I don't have time to think. Everything I say is just one word.
Yeah. Well, that's all I got.
Always starving. Okay. Well, my first review is from somebody whose name I can't see because I cut it off. But the location they checked it in says Ulrich Home. So I'm guessing his name is Ulrich. Or his last name is Ulrich. He says he gave it 3.5 stars. And he says, on a dark story night, not stormy, story.
Very good.
I won't fault him for typos because I misspeak endlessly. On a dark story night, a raven flew into the glass window and cawed for the very last time. Very different dark brew.
Wow.
Yeah. I know you intended that to sound dope. But this beer's called Starling and not Raven. And also, fuck off.
Yeah, get that shit out of here.
Very different dark brew. Sorry, I don't know if I talked about what this tastes like. It's a pretty good milk stout. You know, it tastes just like a good milk stout.
Oh, good.
There's no extra shit in it. It has like that sweetness. Not ridiculously thick or hard to drink because there's not a million things in it. It's still got that like velvety slickness that you'd expect out of a milk stout because of the lactose. Yeah, you know, it's just good. It's fine. I'm not a huge milk stout guy because it hurts me. But I will say I think that Four Hands milk stout I had was better. But only because it tasted exactly like chalky milk. And I miss chalky milk so much.
Oh, no, my chalky milk.
I can't have my chalky milk.
Oh, wow, what the fuck?
I miss it. Sorry, that was the inner... You know, like Naruto has that fucking fox in him? That was my inner Wisconsinite being upset that I haven't had a full glass of chocolate milk in a while. It's just a dude with a cheese head, like, fucking thing on his hat behind a cage. When are you gonna let me out, eh? My next check-in is from David J. at Lowe's Food number 199-Monkey Junction, which I love.
Oh my god.
Monkey Junction sounds like a really cool spot, and I really hope the servers are just like actual chimpanzees. Actually, that's really scary. That's super scary.
Monkey Junction, I'm pretty sure, is a ska band album.
I don't know if you just said that because it sounds like one, but it really truly sounds like one.
Yeah. Wait, what?
Yeah, like I don't know if you said that because it seems like it would exist or if it really exists.
No, it seems like it would.
It definitely does. I'm entirely convinced that Monkey Junction exists.
Oh, okay.
It's
Read your review.
No, Monkey Junction's real. Mandela effect. We all know it's real.
Monkey Junction, North Carolina, near Wilmington.
That's a place?
That's a place. And it's not that far away from us.
Well, we might have to go there. What are you up to? Monkey business.
Oh my god!
Anyway, David J, checking in at Monkey Junction, says, grocery store beer at its finest, Mr. Hancock. 4.75 stars. That.
Ooh.
What? Who's Mr. Hancock? Also,
who's he talking to? I'm scared.
I will say Lowe's Foods, which is, yes, for people that are not in the South, Lowe's is not just a hardware place, it also is a food place. Actually, like
Yeah.
Kohl's. Kohl's first was a grocery store, and then it became a department store. A little fact for you. As someone from Wisconsin, which is where Kohl's is from. I'm from Wisconsin. I don't know if you know this, listener.
Oh, you never mentioned that before.
Yeah, listener, Mr. Hancock. But Lowe's has a fucking violently good selection of beer. I don't know why we've never made a pilgrimage to one to buy stuff for this podcast.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But grocery store beer at its finest, Mr. Hancock. Yeah, just weird. He gave it a really high rating, though. We've had some really good ratings today. Nothing ridiculously low.
Relatively, yeah.
And my last review is from JRV at Southport Tap and Cellar. Gave it 4 stars. Says, I'm the sole survivor. Delicious. I let it get a little warm. As a treat. He didn't say as a treat. I said that because I can't help myself. But he said, I'm the sole survivor, and his picture is an empty tap room, so it is like the implications are Twilight Zone level.
Oh, wow.
I mean, I think I exist, but this guy says he exists, and his picture shows nobody else in it, so maybe this is all not real. That's it. That's all I have for reviews.
I'm sorry, I'm questioning my existence
Yeah,
now.
and that's why I picked this beer, because of the existential dread. Nothing scarier than that. That's why I watch horror movies. Nothing can be scarier than real life. That's all I have.
All right. Well, I guess we can move on to the second main phase after all that. So, hey, Xavier, what you brewing?
What am I brewing? I am brewing either. These are my 2 options for my commander, since we play commander.
Yeah.
Either Aerith, Tormented Prophet, or Ludovic, Necro Alchemist. Those are my options for commander. I'll explain why. Aerith, Tormented Prophet costs 1 colorless and is it so blue and a red for a legendary creature, human wizard. It is a 2/4. If you would draw a card, exile the top 2 cards of your library instead. You may play those cards this turn. Ludovic, Necro Alchemist is colorless. Is it again, so blue and a red. Legendary creature, human wizard. At the beginning of each player's end step, that player may draw a card if a player other than you lost life this turn, and it is a 1/4. So, I have these for my commanders because they are both cantrips. They're both trying to get me card draw. And that's what I need for this deck to work, because my deck is based solely around 1 artifact and 1 mechanic. We're calling it Every Day I'm Shuffling. And the artifact it is based off of is called Psychogenic Probe. Psychogenic Probe, in addition to being a really cool name, and the card art is pretty metal, is a 2-drop. Says whenever a spell or ability causes the player to shuffle his or her library, Psychogenic Probe deals 2 damage to him or her. So I need that card to make the rest of this deck work, because my whole plan is to make people shuffle themselves to death. Whether they I make them shuffle so much that they want to quit, or they die by damage. And that's all I did, is I literally went through, I found every single card in Magic that makes you shuffle, and determined that the 2 colors that would work most for competitive shuffling, which sounds like one of those weird fringe Olympic activities like power walking.
Oh my god.
Is going to be Izzet.
I think it should be.
It should be. It definitely should be. But Izzet has enough stuff that lets me tutor for artifacts. It has enough stuff that's going to let people shuffle their decks arbitrarily. Soldier of Fortune is a red card, and I don't know what the fucking mana cost is. I think it's really cheap because its ability sucks. It's like 2 for a 1/2, I think. And here it is. Oh, it's even better than that. It's 1 for a 1/1. You pay 1 red mana and tap it. Target player shuffles his or her library. That enough? If somebody fucking had enough floating mana that they just made me do that like 6 times in a row, if they could untap this shit, would make me want to quit.
It's like, no, I'm done.
I'm just not going to do it. I'm just going to lose. And it's like, this is basically a Magic version of that deck that got made in Yu-Gi-Oh! If there are any people, like any cross players that listen to this, and I'm sure there are, because I put a lot of my standards for our listener is very high, so you just do everything I want you to do. There was a deck in Yu-Gi-Oh! That literally changed the format of the game because he made the deck so fucking big that people had to help him carry it in, and all the deck did was make him shuffle his own library or deck until other people quit. All it did was just it just wasted time. It was like filibustering as a deck. And his whole strategy was just making people quit by making the game last for fucking ever. And he made that deck to prove a point. I don't have a point to prove other than I think it's really funny that I can kill you by making you shuffle. So
It's very funny.
We're going to have a lot of cards that shuffle graveyards into libraries because it's shuffling. There's even a merfolk that says it's a Kazi's Trickster. 1 for a 1/1. Whenever an opponent shuffles his or her library, you may put a 1/1 counter on Kazi's Trickster. So I even have a creature that will get bigger from that. Chaos Warp. There's going to be a lot of removal in here, but it's going to be that weird red chaos removal where it's not really removing anything. Like Chaos Warp. Chaos Warp is a card that comes in pretty much every precon with red in it now.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's kind of expensive. I think mana-wise, I'd rather have a lightning bolt for 1 that does 3 damage to something than pay 2 colorless and a red mana for owner of target permanent shuffles it into their library, then reveals the top card of their library. If it's a permanent card, they put it on the battlefield. I know the chance of that is not that great, right? Or they're gonna like hit a fucking land and then it doesn't matter as much as whatever was on the battlefield. But what if I pay 3 and cast their Progenitus for them? I would never be able to live it down, so I can't play Chaos Warp. And I must have 5 of these just floating around in my extra cards that I don't use. So it'll have a lot of like weird removal like that, where you shuffle something into someone's library and then you just pull cards until you hit the same type of card, and then they have to shuffle their deck. So something notable about Psychogenic Probe is that even if I have to shuffle my deck, I will do damage to myself. I'm really trying to minimize that. I'm just trying to look for excuses to make other people shuffle their deck.
Put a bunch of fetch lands in it.
That'd be really funny, actually. If fetch lands weren't expensive, I would do it just because it would be really funny for me to hurt myself by looking for lands.
You can put Terramorphic Expanse and
yeah, Evolving Wilds. Yeah, Psychic Surgery is gonna be a big card in this, and I remember having Psychic Surgery from New Phyrexia days. Oh, we get it. You played Magic when New Phyrexia was in Standard. It is 1 colorless, 1 blue. If for an enchantment, whenever an opponent shuffles his or her library, you may look at the top 2 cards of that library. You may exile one of those cards, then put the rest on top of that library in any order. So, in addition to you losing life, I could just decide what you're drawing, and that's super funny.
That is funny.
Yeah, and that's what that's it. That's what I'm brewing. So, hey Jack.
Yeah.
What you brewing? It's funny when it's hungry. Wait, can I just say Vito?
Ah! Hey, oh, Vito!
Whoa, wow, I'm Italian, Vito!
Hey, oh, man, I'm walking here!
I got a Thor on here! Hey, lifelink! Feel free to put that in wherever you want to.
Yeah, I'll shoehorn that in somewhere.
No context. You could stuff it in, but there's that really long pause where I say what you brewing, and you could just stuff that in for no reason. Nobody listens to this shit anyway.
Yeah, who cares?
Oh my god, so funny.
I am brewing. This is actually, I've been brewing this one for a while, but Goshen Tai of Life's Origin deck. So that is our listener probably knows. Alexander is a smart cookie. So it's green and 3 for legendary enchantment creature Shrine. It's a 3/4. It has Pay Wooborg to tap it. Return target enchantment card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Yeah, this is a cop-out commander. It's technically 5 colors. I'm not happy about it. I wish it did cost 5 colors. I think it should cost Wooborg instead of 3 and a green. But anyway, whenever it or another non-token shrine enters the battlefield under your control, create a 1/1 colorless shrine enchantment creature token. So, obviously, built for shrines. And so I'll, of course, have all the shrines in there. I'm not going to go through all of those. There are a lot of them. And then I just want to support that. As much as I would like to have it not have any creatures, there are just too many creatures that are really good, like Sithis Harvest Hand, which is a white and green that says whenever you cast an enchantment, you gain 1 life and draw a card. That's really fucking good.
Yeah.
Enchantress's Presence. Oh, well, I guess I'm not just talking about creatures. This is an enchantment that says whenever you cast an enchantment, you draw a card. So that's helpful because it itself is an enchantment, so it'll bounce off of any other enchantment stuff that I have in here. And so, yeah, it's all just kind of supporting that. I had a standard deck in Magic Core Set 2021 when they released some more The Sanctums. And that one didn't have any creatures in it. And that was a lot of fun. So I've been planning this one for a while. And then the more recent Goshen Tai cycle is just really pushed it even further. So, but I also really want to like bling this deck out a lot. So it's kind of just taken a while to get everything because I really want like I just got a foil full art Takanuma. So
Oh.
yeah, um, and of course, so that's I'm gonna have all of these, but that Takanuma is one of the Kamigawa Neon Dynasty lands with channel, so it's the black one, and you can pay 3 and a black to discard it, mill 3 cards, return a creature or planeswalker from your graveyard to your hand, and then it costs 1 less for each legendary creature you control. And so the Goshen Ties are all legendary creatures. They're the first shrines that are not pure enchantments. So like those will help it cost less. I have stuff like Zur Eternal Schemer, which
I was just gonna ask you about that because that would be so fucking good.
Yeah, yeah. He gives enchantment creatures I control Death Touch, Lifelink, and Hexproof, and then I can also create, or not create, but turn an enchantment into a creature. So like that's another legendary that can bounce off of that. And so all of those channel lands are going to be really good.
Yeah. Something that's I've always found super interesting about Goshen Time of Life's Origin is that it's the only card that I could find that makes enchantment creature tokens. I don't think there's another card in Magic that makes enchantment creature tokens. That's the only one.
Oh yeah. That is a good point. And a fun fact about that too, with the Goshen Ties and with those Shrine creature tokens, they don't have a creature type because Shrine is an enchantment type.
Right, it is not a creature type, it's an enchantment type. So you can't have like Shrine tribal. You can't pick Shrine as a creature type to make things cost less or anything according to an ability.
Yeah.
Which is interesting as well. Shrines are just very interesting inherently. Once again, it's like another one of those things that I love about Magic. The weird nuances that go into this game is what makes people like you and I like it, I think, and that's why we keep playing it, is because there are those weird things, and that's why it's heartbreaking when we stray further from that and turn it into money and not just like, I want to play weird nerd shit, you know? I don't want to spend a bunch of money to do it. But, just looking at Ghost Shintai, fucking Sanctum Weaver is going to be really good in that deck.
Oh yeah, for sure. Sanctum Weaver is going in there. I have all kinds of like, another Weaver of Harmony. So I can copy activated or triggered abilities. So I can copy an ability of one of the shrines. Destiny Spinner, which makes enchantments uncounterable.
Oh my god. Angry.
Yeah. So, yeah. A lot of this stuff I have already, but I don't have all of the like blinged out stuff that I want to get. Because I feel like for shrines especially, it needs to be like really
shiny.
Yeah.
Yeah, and enchantments, it stinks a little bit because enchantments are fucking definitely established as being strong decks, so all the cards for an enchantment deck are expensive.
Yeah.
It's very rare that a strong enchantment card that is enchantment focused is cheap. They just aren't.
Yeah, there are like a few creatures that are less, but they are usually like uncommon and below. Uncommon or common.
Right, and even if they're still like 50 cents versus 10.
Yeah.
And that's not that much, but It adds up. When you have 100 cards, you got to put in the fucking deck.
Yeah, and it's also like it is. The ratio is like way higher in that.
Right.
I mean, it would be the same ratio as a $10 card versus a $50 card. So
right.
So it's definitely got some more expensive stuff in it, which is also why it's taking a lot longer to get together.
Yeah. Well, I can't wait to get...
But I think it'll be fun.
Yeah. Can't wait to get punched by fucking shrines.
Yeah. Yeah, for me. It'll be fun for me.
Yes. You know. Well, sick. You got anything else for what you're brewing?
No, I don't.
Cool. I guess we're going to the sideboard, eh? That's the next thing.
Eh?
Oh, yeah. I did it.
That's so sad.
You caught me.
You can't help your Midwestern roots.
No. Oh, jeez. Let me go get
Oh, man.
let me go get a rag to wipe the egg off my face. Well, I better grab my bag before I leave, too. I just say it like that, too. I know I'm like, that was a voice, but I really just say rag and bag, so you just gotta fucking deal with it.
I mean, it doesn't sound any different to me. My uncle is from Washington State, and he says bag.
That's what I say. Bag, B-E-G and B-A-G are nearly indistinguishable. That's what I say. I'm begging for a bag. You're like, what did you just say to me?
Oh. Yeah, no, that is pretty simple.
Yeah, it's bad when you hear it right next to each other like that. Anyway, sideboard. What you got, Jack?
I almost was like, I have nothing. No. I actually do have something.
What?
So I got a Valve Index recently, which is a VR headset. This is just for me to brag.
Okay, cool. You got money. Okay, got it.
Yeah. That's no, I've been wanting to get one for a while. I had the original Vive for a long time, and it's overdue for an upgrade. So got that. It's great. I love it a lot. But that's not the point of this. I've been playing a game, Bone Lab, and Jimmy Wong plays himself in that game.
That's fucking crazy. Who is Jimmy Wong again? For anyone that might not know?
I don't know. I mean, it's so...
You don't know? You're just going to leave that there?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, there's this little podcast that some other guys do. You may or may not have heard of it, but it's called The Command Zone. They're pretty small time, but that's what Jimmy Wong is from.
Yeah, it's like really unheard of. Honestly, we're doing them a huge favor by bringing them up on our podcast.
Yeah.
So I guess if like you have time, I know it's hard because they're like, they're whatever, but maybe check out them because they really need like the listens. We're just trying to do them a solid.
Yeah, just trying to help them out, get that little boost. But anyway, one of the original people, because he's not always on it anymore, but Jimmy Wong. And when you hear his voice through the radio as you're going through the story mode, and as soon as I got to him, like to see his actual character, I was like, wait, is that Jimmy? And it is. He plays himself. It's very weird.
And you sent me like his character design, and I almost pissed myself. Like the wiki picture for him, it's just like fucking Jimmy Wong. It's straight up Jimmy Wong, but he's holding a gun and like a medic, like a mobile lab suitcase,
Yeah.
and he's part of the Lava Gang.
Lava Gang.
And one of his aliases is the Big Enigma, or whatever it says.
It's the big anomaly.
Sorry, yeah. The other version of the same word. The synonym.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
So
It's just a mind fuck. Yeah.
yeah, it's just weird because like it's like so far removed from what he normally does.
Yeah. It's like you remember that he's an actor. That motherfucker was in the Mulan remake. If you don't know who Jimmy Wong is and you like magic, watch that Nothing podcast he's on, I guess, and learn who he is. And then go watch the Mulan remake and you're like, oh wow, he's like one of the fucking dudes in that.
Yeah, he's like kind of in a lot, actually.
Yeah, he was in that whole TV show that was really popular. That was like a video game high school thing. I don't know what the fuck that show was called.
Fuck is that?
I don't know.
What?
It's probably called something like Level Up High or something.
Oh god.
I just made that up, but we'll Google that and it'll pull up what I meant.
Oh god. Video game high school?
Yeah. What? Now I have to fucking find it. I can't just like.
Oh.
I can't just. FS.
Wait, is that Harley Morenstein? Hold on.
Wait, is that what it's called? Oh, wait. No, Video Game High School looks like a fucking... Oh, wow. Wait, it's actually just called Video Game High School, and he's really in that.
It's got a bunch of YouTubers in it.
He's really just in that. I was thinking of a different show. I didn't think it was called this.
And so is Harley Morenstein from fucking Epic Mealtime.
Oh, wow. Epic Mealtime is definitely a thing that I don't think about regularly. Joel McHale's in this as well. Wow.
Oh my god.
So I said...
What is this?
Alright, when I said Video Game High School, I didn't think that was the name of that show, so now I have to find the name of the show that I really thought it was.
It looks horrible.
It is just Video Game High School. I was wrong.
You were wrong twice.
I was wrong about being wrong.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a new one for me. That's not even on the bingo card. You might as well add that. That's the jackpot. He's also in a movie called Dude Bro Party Massacre 3, and fuck.
Yeah.
His name is Sizzler in it. Oh my god, what?
Have you never seen Dude Bro Party Massacre 3?
I haven't even seen the
There aren't
first
two original. There aren't two movies before it. It's just Dude Bro Party Massacre 3.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, or no, I'm not kidding you.
Yeah. Presented as a lost film that was banned in the 1980s. It tells the story of a mass killer known as Motherface. Oh my god. Alright. Wow.
Yeah.
Dude,
you need to see it.
It says don't let a bro see it alone. And you saw that shit without me, you're just gonna let a bro see it alone. Wow.
No, we're gonna watch it together.
Oh, okay. Anyway, wow. Whew. What a trip. Do you got anything else?
Only that Jimmy Wong was also in the Hunger Games Mockingjay.
What?
Oh wait, no, he was in a TV miniseries called District Voices, which is a spin-off of Mockingjay. I was gonna say that he was alongside the famed actor, you may have heard of him. His name is Charlie, but people normally know him as Critical. It was a pivotal role.
Me, Critical.
It was everybody. It's Critical.
Nipples.
Come.
I'm from Canada and I talk like this, and wow, that thing has really big nipples.
He's from Florida.
Whatever the fuck, Critical.
They sound the same,
Yeah.
basically. Anyway, that's all I've got.
Cool. I got so distracted by learning Jimmy Wong's lore that I today I'm the one that doesn't have a sideboard, so give me a sec.
Welcome to the Wongverse.
I'm on the Wong side of history. Alright, so what are we thinking of? Movies and stuff. I like movies. What have I watched recently? This is not a movie I've watched recently, but it's very good, and I didn't know about it for a very long time. If you haven't seen Soap Dish, you should fucking go and watch Soap Dish. Soap Dish is a movie
Yeah.
about a soap opera, and the characters that are in, or the actors that are in the soap opera, outside of the soap opera, live a very soap opera life. It's just like this weird drama-filled life, and fucking Sally Field is in it, and she's great. Sally Field is a great actress. She's very good. She's in a lot of things. She's good in all of them. I have never seen the movie where Sally Field is bad at acting. Kevin Kline's in it as well. A young Robert Downey Jr. This is the before times that he doesn't talk about in interviews. Yeah, watch Soap Dish. It's very funny. Carrie Fisher's in it as well.
Oh, God rest her soul.
Rip. Yeah.
Whoopi Goldberg?
Whoopi Goldberg is in it as well. Yeah. A lot of people are in that movie. Elizabeth Shue. If you don't know who that is, she's the one in Community. They're always saying that Britta looks like a young Elizabeth Shue. So you can watch Soap Dish and see a young Elizabeth Shue and be like, oh, I guess. Yeah.
I can kind of see that, I guess.
Elizabeth Shue is also in The Boys. She's the one that breastfeeds Homelander. If you watch fucking The Boys.
Spoilers.
Spoilers. Yeah, I guess so. If you haven't, whatever. That show's fucking... I've seen every episode of that show, and I don't think I like it. But I don't know why I keep watching it. It's because it's...
Out of morbid curiosity.
Yeah, it's because it's violent and gross. And I'm like, well, they can't be grosser than this last episode. And then it usually is.
And then they do the dick episode.
Yeah, sometimes... Wow. Yeah, that show is just a thing. That show actually really bums me out because of personal reasons.
All right.
That's it! That's all I gotta say.
All right, watch Dude Bro Party Massacre 3.
Me? Yes. Also, listener, Johan, watch fucking Dude Bro Party
that's a good
Massacre 3.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, well, I guess wrapping it up, follow us on socials, all the things.
Yeah. Yes, follow us on... Well, I was going to name a bunch of shit. We actually only have, like, Instagram. And Spotify. Does Spotify count?
Yeah.
YouTube.
You can follow us on Spotify, Instagram, and YouTube, and you can follow us on TikTok and Facebook where we don't post anything, but you can just
There's nothing there.
do it.
But you could. And
Untapped.
And Untapped. Yeah, check out our Untapped reviews.
Definitely do that. So
Yeah.
that's all I got.
Well, in that case, heal! Wait, no, fetch the whole leg.